And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to February 17th edition of Makers and Movers. How are you doing this morning, folks? We were more than halfway through the month. January took forever. February is flying by. Is that just me, or is that for everybody in general? How are you doing today, folks? Um, some of you have a holiday today. And if you didn't know today is a holiday, it is a holiday. So don't expect mail. Check with your carriers to see what's going to be delivered and not delivered today, and then what's going to ship and not ship, because it is a holiday. We are in the midst of 4.5 days off. Final day here today. We actually have stuff starting up at like 9:30 today with the kids, baseball and things like that. But we're in the office because we're getting stuff done. We don't take days off, right? We're always working. Yeah, of course we take days off. That's why we work. So we're our own bosses. So we can take off when we want to take off and do what we want to do. But when you do that, you need to make sure that you're still getting stuff done. Um, what do I need from you? 5 things. 5 things that you're going to accomplish today. Uh, but I also need to know who you, if you're first time here, long time here, who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in the area. It's cold here. It is cold. Like, I think we got like cold warnings of negative highs for temps, negative like 40s for wind chill. Now I'm gonna look and see, because yeah, it feels like it's negative 13 outside right now, and this is going to go through till tomorrow, with with highs single digits, lows double digits, negative. Good times. But if we look next week, it's going to be in the 40s. So get through a week, we'll start warming up, and we'll start getting there. So make sure to let me know how that is. Coffee in the cup, because we'll rock on that. And our 5 things that we're going to accomplish today. So I got quotes that need to go out, DTF orders from the weekend. I've got 2 calls on the books today for our spirit wear course. So that's always good. Follow ups with 2 other clients on that. And I got a few that we're going back and forth on to see if stuff works. And then content creation. And that's what brought up today's schedule. um, Today's topic, not schedule, today's topic, increasing that engagement. And so, we got some tips that we run through and do, and hopefully they'll be able to help you. So, sharing's caring, folks. Go hit that, like and subscribe and share button. So if you can share this in places, if you're watching on Facebook, just share it away. If you're watching it somewhere else, just share it away. Like I said, for your team replay, make sure to put that in there. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Sunny Florida. Temperature is currently 54 and a high of 68. Man, that sounds gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota. Oh, negative 23. Nope, nope. Real feel, negative 42. Nope. Sunshine and wind. Hot tea in the cup. 5 things schedule, DTF printer cleaning, at hat storage rack, 3D printing, and graphic design. Barb's got a busy day in front of her. And hi, Chuck from Barb. Good Monday. Hi, all. Jerry. Jerry, hi to you too. Barb, hi to Jerry. Jenny checking in, 6 degrees out, and not getting any better later. I know, right? Water in the cup. Jerry says, hi, Barb, Todd, Chuck, and Jenny. And Jerry's got 10 degrees there in Ohio. Cinnamon tea in the cup. Barb says her hellos to Jenny. And Chuck says, good morning to Barb and Jenny. And we got, hi, Curtis. Curtis says, good morning, Todd. Cold here in the medicine hat. Oh, and medicine hat tea in the cup. I think Curtis is trying to get me to try some Canadian stuff. And it's not Labatt's, or it's not whiskey. It's not syrup. It's trying to get me to try some weird stuff. No, Curtis. I seem to be doing fine. Now everything's breaking up, so we're good to go with that. Tim, good morning from cold Toledo. 16. Tim says it's cold and 16 out, which Tim doesn't realize is what, Barb. That's like 40 degrees warmer than you. Like, it's cold. Renee, good morning. -7 on the way to -3, right? Yeah, baby. Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup. Hello, Chuck, Barb, Jerry, Jenny, and Todd. Hi, Renee from Barb. Hi, Tim from Barb. And hi, Tim and Curtis from Renee. So good morning, all. Did everybody have a great weekend? I was kind of lost this weekend. There was no football. So that threw things off for me. But not having, where it's that kind of that lull between. Didn't watch any Daytona 500. Usually we'll turn that on for a bit, but yesterday was kind of a work day. We have my father-in-law. His birthday is today. Happy birthday, Kenny, 78. So his birthday's today. So we're doing birthday dinner with him tonight. And so there was stuff that was done over the weekend. Can't talk about, because if he's watching, then he would know. But Yesterday was a day of just trying to get stuff done. I worked on training. I worked on design work. I worked on more DTF prints. I worked on settings, and this I got to get a video together from everything that I've taken so far, because we're crossing our fingers that still this Thursday the Xtool apparel printer is going to be officially released. So then we can post all the content and we can talk about all the things that have found with it. There are still some things that we're working through, but hey, tech support's been really good about all of those, and I'm really proud to be one of those, beta testers for it. We found some stuff, and when I say we found stuff, it's not like, oh, this is detrimental to the machine. A lot of things are just simple things, and they have been fixing them right along. So they've been really good support staff on that, and we're working through it, finding quirks and things that we can make better with it, and that's our job. I'm treating this like a rental car. I'm beating the hell out of it, trying to get it to break. And so far, only Curtis is breaking his. So there you go, Curtis. Keep breaking it, buddy. As we continue to push things on here, I just got a message that I says 1,000 stickers, so that gets bumped to the list, and that we'll start on that as soon as this is over. So good times right there. We have what else do we have? I think that was it. So over the weekend, worked on that, set up things for their sold 2 new jobs. I guess quoted 2 new jobs. There's things that we put out there that we finalized over the weekend. They had meetings yesterday. We're supposed to hear about those today, so I will make sure that I will follow up, and those are ones of the things on the follow-ups we're doing there. We are working on our next Spiritware training, which is going to be not next Wednesday, the first Wednesday in March. So we're adjusting some of the training from last time to this time, and keep pushing through all of that. So having a good thing. But really, today, is all about content, and I know that was one of the things that people had concerns about, like, how does content work? How do I put things in? So I get a couple tips for you today on stuff. So before we get in that, let's check in and continue to check in. Cindy, good morning. Yeah, 2 feels like negative 13. Drinking hot chocolate. I've got the coffee. Today is devoted to social media videos. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Torturing bunnies, fusing silver, crocheting hats, decorating cookies, and making hair bows. Funny you say crocheting hats. So Corey has been on the hand. What do we call that? Hand crocheting? I don't know. Hand knitting. So a hand knitting kick. And last week, on Friday was Valentine's Day. Was that right? Valentine's Day on Friday, 14th. Yeah, it was on Friday. And she had said earlier something about that she's having there, so she's like, maybe she should look at crocheting some stuff. And of course, she came back garbage bags full of yarn from Joann's, I guess, over the weekend. I don't know, whoever's closing. But one of the things I got on Friday was like a beginner's crochet thing. I have no clue what the hell it is. It was like a basket that holds everything and has holes on the top. It's got no clue what it is. There's a beginner's kit, so I'm like, all right, perfect. And then there's a couple beginner's projects that came with their own stuff. Not the wobbles, because there's no way I'm spending $30 on that when I can get one for like a third the price. So, I think maybe that's something she's going to have some fun with, because pretty much every night she's been doing hats and blankets, and working through those. So I'm really proud of what she's done with that. And we get to incorporate some of the stuff that we do in our business on that, because we were looking at the tags for like leather tags, the logo and stuff, and the rivets on it. And I said, yeah, we can totally laser those and do that. So we're a little mixed media project that I can't wait for on that. Hi, Cindy from Renee, and hi, Tim and Renee from Jerry, and Torture and Bunnies. Yeah, put them in the, she's what's that embroidery on, right? I did not see. She came in here, and Tim says I watched most of the 500. I didn't see anything. Did not see anything. I have not watched any of it. So yeah, I didn't watch any of it yesterday. Yesterday, Night Agent, is that right? Yeah, I think Night Agent is what that ended up being. Yeah, because I watched some more stuff on CNC stuff, because marketing, things like that. I love looking at what other makers are doing and how they're, even if I don't care about the content, it is, their cadence with it, how they're putting it out there. So as we get more into ours, I can, get better at it, because I'm not the greatest at produced videos. 100% will tell you that. I can do it live. I can hop on calls. I can do that. Produce content, hard for me. Hard for me. Brian, talked to Brian this weekend. 4 degrees with snow starting today through Wednesday. Predicting 5 to 14 inches of snow. Yeah, so just say 0 to 30, and then you'll be covered with it. Brian, I know we talked lasers over the weekend. I did see that I got an email on that too, and then I went back through it. I got a call from them about, hey, lasers on it. So what do they have? 20% off of those through March 1st. So just saying, maybe a laser is the way to go. I'll post the thing that I got in the groups with our affiliate code, because it costs you nothing to use those, and we get a small percentage, and it definitely helps this channel, because this channel doesn't make but hey, if you can pay for the software, work for it, we're good to go with it. Barb says this coming weekend we'll get up to 40. Warmer weather is coming. I see that. Well, next week we're going to be like 44s, 45s, 50s. It'll be nice. Hi, Cindy and Brian from Barb. 40 inches. That cannot be true, Brian. It can be. It could be. It could be true. Got to do. Yep. We got to break it, right, Curtis? I think they've been really good to us, and we've been really good. Although I expected a lot more information this morning, so I'm going to ask in there, hey, when can we get some timelines on when to expect this stuff? Because now today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so we got 3 days and some hours before it's released, and it would be nice to get some of these issues resolved. Morning, Brian. Don't you wish you could be accurate as weather's forecaster? Absolutely. Jerry got a new iPhone 16 Pro over the weekend. Woo, almost had to take out a second mortgage. What is it? It's like $1,200. So I usually keep a phone minimum 2 years, and sometimes 3 years, depending on what's out when it's there. But I look at that as an investment. You know what? That's 3 years. That's like $50 a month, whatever that comes out to. When you break it down that way, and the amount of video content, the amount of pictures that we take, it's just a tool. And so I look at it that way. Woobles, yeah. I don't know there. I need tags. Cindy, give me your logo, and let's see what we can do for tags. But yeah, we can definitely do that, because we'll do that. I'm gonna do it this week. I'm gonna order some stuff from JPPlus today, and we'll be able to do this, because I saw waiting on Corey to pick out colors that she likes and what she wants for a logo, and we'll do that. And then we'll make there. Look at that. Renee said she just did some tags for Eleanor Crocheting. Very nice. And the race got pushed tonight because of rain, and into like 8 or 9. I was watching Night Agent, buddy. SNL 50th anniversary was sort of fun. I saw that was on this weekend. Didn't watch that. I'll watch all the clips on TikTok this weekend, whatever's going on with it. All right. So let's get into this. We got 5 tips to boost your social media engagement, right? So the first thing you're going to need to do when we get started in this is we need to know your audience inside and out. Because when you understand your audience, that is the first step to creating content that really resonates with them. And we want to, dive into the demographics, the interest, online behaviors of your ideal customer. Are they young professionals seeking, that unique office decor, or are they parents looking for personalized children's clothing? The more specific that you can get, the better you can tailor your content to their preferences. So and things like this, when you're looking at insights, if your customers are primarily one type, highlight the use of that type, so that way you can present it better to them. Maybe for on preferences of it, they love the DIY projects. So maybe share some of the tutorials that you might be able to do with it. Some of the behind the scenes look of that creative project. Show what actually goes into it, so they see it's more than just making a shirt, everything that comes along with it. And I know one of this can be difficult, when you're like, well, how do I understand my audience? How do I do it? Well, this good old thing called Google is going to help us. And what we're going to do is use the Google Forms tool, and just make a survey for it. You're going to ask, demographic information. So like, what's their age range? Under 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44, 45 to 54, and then 55 plus. Asking their gender, how they identify, male, female, non-binary, prefer not to say with it. Maybe their shopping habits. How often do you purchase new apparel? Weekly, monthly, quarterly, rarely. Their preferred shipping channels. Are they doing online stores, physical boutiques, craft fairs, social media platforms? What types of apparels do they like? T-shirts, hoodies, dresses, sweatpants, whatever. Style preferences. Casual, sporty, vintage, streetwear. You want to look at their values and their motivations. So what motivates them to buy something handmade or a piece of customized apparel. It's the unique design, the supporting local sustainability, craftsmanship. How important things are to them. Is sustainability important to them? Ask questions and very important, somewhat important, not important with it. Something that when it comes to content creation is when you're looking at this and you're sending out a survey, ask them, what type of content do they most enjoy from are they enjoying, like the behind the scenes stuff, DIY tutorials, styling tips, customer testimonials, and then asking, which platforms that they mostly use, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, etc. If we look at this and we ask them this question and the majority of their stuff is on Instagram, and you can send out the survey of your 100 customers, 99 come back that they're getting their stuff off Instagram. Well, then that's where you focus. So wherever there's the majority says that that's where they're frequently most, that's where you are, because they're your customers for it, right? And then always ask things like feedback, on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied have you been with our products? What new things would you like from us? So make this survey and then go ahead and send it out to your customers. Send it out in an email blast, social media post, QR code. So if you're at events and that, so that way you can continuously get that information, and you can identify those patterns, there's preferences, and you can use that data to really tailor your content to your people. So we got that. Does that make sense on it? Next up is we want to do what's the best way to say this? Maybe the visual content. We want to make sure that that's really good. Because social media is very visually driven. High quality images and videos. That's what people are looking and watching, right? They're seeing the pictures. They're watching the videos. So you want to make sure you're showcasing your products, very aesthetically pleasing, right? Make sure that you're don't over filter things because it won't look the same in real. So you don't want to do that. Create that something that's recognizable that they'll get used to seeing with it. Examples that you could do are things, like those behind the scenes glimpses, your design process. Maybe you're doing HTV and show the different HTV selections with it. Maybe you've got for apparel, show the different types of apparel and what they are between it. The user-generated content is huge. Encourage your customers to share photos of their new items that they've got. Or your maker who, we just had Valentine's Day. What did you make people for Valentine's Day? Can they, show that off? Can you ask them to do there for it? Because that builds that community and that authenticity from it, right? Like, oh, I saw Barb bought that widget from Todd and she likes it. So, hey, if Barb's going to like it, I'm going to like it, So those types of things. Maybe there's a way that you can get in there and do something with businesses, like, hey, you did a new business for, you did shirts for a company. Maybe, hey, an employee spotlight on that. Hey, Brian sold this job to, A1 Roofing. So, hey, Brian, great job. They really look good in their stuff. Show off your company and show off somebody else's company. It creates that, that synergy back and forth between them. So, what you can do is just plan a content creation day. And we use Monday and Wednesday. Where you can just produce, and that's taking your pictures, your videos. Make sure that you have enough to get you through a couple of weeks of stuff, and so if things slow down, you still have that backlog of things to do with it. Next one is going to be engage authentically, because if you don't, they will call you out and know it. When you can build those genuine relationships with your followers, It brings on the loyalty, encourages the word of mouth promotions, and it gives you a sense of community with it. Respond to your comments and your messages. Show your appreciation for your customers by featuring their, user generated content. That's where customer spotlights come in. We talked about, A1 roofing. Well, hey, if they did something, like Roof Doctors, hey, show this. Hey, thanks for choosing us to do it. You need a company to go to for it. Tag them to show the appreciation and build a community with it. Another thing is interactive stuff. Polls, questions, something that encourages your followers to, share their opinions and experiences. So, me start setting a time block. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour. You pick the time that's going to work for you, but make sure you're setting that every day to go in and interact with your audience, by responding to the comments, messages, engaging with the content as well. There's a lot that needs to be done with that. So we need to make sure that we're doing it, right? We got to make sure that we're doing it. So where were we with it? We've got leverage platforms. Leverage platforms, right? Is that the next one that we had? Leverage platforms on there. Maybe. I think that was it. Let me look this. Let me pull my notes over in here. Let me go find that. While we do that, let's check in. Hey, Janessa, how are you doing this morning? And everybody checking in. Jerry's checking in with her, Renee and Barb. Jerry says, I can go crazy with filters because they are so cool. Yeah, but I know filters are cool, but when your items don't look like that in real life, are people disappointed? Like, hey, this looked totally different because a filter was applied. Are we catfishing people by using filters on their product? Something to think about, something to really think about on theirs with it. So we had now I can find my notes in that. Shopping habits. Nope. We're getting back up here. Where was it? Okay, leverage promotions. There it is. Leverage specific platforms. That's where it is. Because each social media platform that you use, it has tools to boost engagement. And so you can use the features, like Instagram stories, Facebook groups, TikTok trends to reach that wider audience. So we're going to, continuously go back to like the behind the scenes glimpses and stuff. If you're weeding stuff, if you're throwing stuff away, you're testing stuff, show pictures of that. Hey, I've got a garbage can full of test stuff from yesterday. Hey, I can take a picture of it, testing out this. When you're weeding stuff, especially stuff like glitter, it always looks good. Hey, what are we making now? What are we doing? Showing things like that, which reminds me, yes, I will get glitter pricing for ready to press HTV transfers online today. I got an email over the weekend for it, and I need to add that to my list. So yes, we do provide ready to press specialty HTV transfers to you. We'll get those posted so everybody can do that. But with this, when you find your platform, because like I said, we sent out that survey and we're going to find out where people are. Check out and see what the trending things are going on with it, and how can you use those trends to incorporate in your business. What trend can you take that's popular going on right now in social media platforms and use that for your business. And the next thing is going to be content calendars. This is something that is tough for people to do, and I get it. It can be a little overwhelming. It can, excuse me, it can be a lot overwhelming because you're not sure on stuff. I get to pick a drink for a second. Here we go. Because content calendars are a tough thing to understand. We have to look at the major marketing companies and what they're doing. When are they promoting stuff for people? How are they getting products out to understand where they can do with it? Like how. So now we know day after Valentine's Day is done. Now what are we getting into? What's the next stuff coming up? St. Patrick's Day, spring, Easter. Start looking at that. When you look at a major retailer and that's what they're promoting, that's what you should be promoting too. You want to make sure that you're creating all this, right along those timelines. And a lot of it is just sitting with that calendar. You look at it, when stuff is, okay, how forward back do I need to do it? So if St. Patrick's Day is in March and we go back 4 to 6 weeks before that, that means we should be doing it, beginning of February. Also in that, we're still ramping up to the end of Valentine's Day. So if you are somebody who has a retail store, especially, you're not really going to do St. Patrick's Day before Valentine's Day has went by. So you can look at that calendar. When are we going to start posting this? When are we going to do this? How are we going to do it? Because we don't understand. We don't want the customer to be like, oh, wait, it's not even Valentine's Day yet. And you're already pushing out there for St. Patrick's Day stuff. Where do we see this a lot of? Christmas, right? Halloween folks ain't giving up Halloween. So even though you'll start seeing Christmas stuff out in October, Halloween people still want their Halloween stuff, and so they're going to continuously be out there looking for their Halloween stuff. They're not waiting. No, they're not doing it there. So what do you do? How do I get the stuff out there for it? Well, as soon as Halloween's over, you go right into Christmas mode because you want to be able to have that out there for it. Now, whether that's things like setting up, seasonal themes, so you're planning around those holidays, 4 to 6 weeks out in advance. You want to make sure that it's relevant to your product. Like you're promoting your handmade scarves and hats, in the fall, during the holiday season, because people are going to give those for it. Having regular features like Maker's Monday, where you're showing your latest creation, or Tuesday with Todd, like we do, or we used to, where it's on there for it. Using that map or that calendar becomes like your roadmap for when you start putting things out there. Like I said, going through it, when you look at all the different sides of it, of like, okay, so when are we pushing this or when are we pushing that? So 4 to 6 weeks out, let's start pushing, for that holiday. As long as there's not a holiday in front of that, right? You can do a seasonal thing because we know we can run seasonal stuff, winter, spring, summer, fall, all through that for it. So when we're looking at, that lead time to it, so if we break it down into kind of those three parts of it, there's like the major campaigns, like the seasonal sales and then the flash sale type thing. So your major campaign is going to be 6 to 8 weeks in advance, and this is creating buzz, sneak peeks through it, and countdowns. So Valentine's Day just ended. Let's say we're going to start St. Patrick's Day in March. We could say, hey, sneak peeks of what's coming up next month. And we have that going here. Countdowns, February 15th. This is when the not Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day is coming in. So 6 to 8 weeks out in advance, if you're looking for numbers on stuff to go with it. Now, in the 3 to 4 weeks prior to the event, that's your seasonal sale. That's when you're going to start promoting that seasonal offer, that holiday offer, because you want to capture that early interest of things and allow time for that engagement for it. And then, you look at the flash sales. So those are going to be your short-term promotions, lead time of a week, up to the day of. If you are a retail store and you have that, then you're going to go right up to it. So create that sense of urgency for it. So those would be the three timelines that I would look at is your major campaigns, 6 to 8 weeks out. If there's a holiday before that, that's when you can use that as, teasing things, product launches, countdown timers. You just want to create that buzz for it. And, those 3 to 4 weeks, that's when you're really going to push on it. And then that last week is, that short term, hey, let's hit it and go with it from there. So that's what I got for you today when we go through and we're looking at these 5 different ways that you can start increasing your social media content. Right? Because the daily stuff, it's a grind. And when you can start setting up schedules and pushing it through it, then it makes it a hell of a lot easier. You set down the time blocks for it. This is what we're going to do for it. And we're just going to make it. So, we got to know our insight, our audience inside and out for them. We need to go through and actually figure out the content that we're going to do through surveys and that type of thing. And with that, we're going to make sure that we're creating those visually appealing things with videos, pictures, things like that to keep them interested. We're going to engage with them because we want them to know that, hey, we're just not here to sell. We're here to be part of the community. We're here to grow with them. We're here to engage with them. We're going to leverage our platforms because we're going to find the ones where our customers are, and we're going to make sure that the content is tailored to that because that's what they like. When you have content that goes well, content turns out well. I got a content thing for you that we'll talk about here. And then when it comes to number 5, it's going to be that content calendar. If you'd like, let me know in the comments here whenever you're watching. We want to go back into do a deep dive into a content calendar. Let me know because we could do that. I don't know if I'll have time for it on Wednesday, but maybe Friday I could put something together for a content calendar, and it might just be its own separate video Tuesday with Todd, late at night, whatever it is. We get on live and we talk about that. So that's something that interests you. Let me know that, because we might be just create the event on creating a content calendar, but I need to know. I need to know from you. Hi, Renee and Barb from Janessa. There, Curtail. Yeah, Jerry, but on your personal stuff, go for it. Janessa's interested in that. And here's, I'm telling you, Buckles from Canada. I just need, what'll help me? Getting out of this garbage weather. That is what will help me. Jerry says, good talk. Yes, about the content calendar. We can do that. All right. Eventually. We got some things in the works on how we're going to do it, but we have to make sure things are set up right for it because of how we've had some adjustments that need to have been made through it. New camera locations, new ways to film. We used to be able to do everything right here and there, but because that tumbler that's 36 tumblers long took up 8 foot a section, that's where pressing happened. That's where other things happened. So, and it made it everything simple and easy because everything was within distance of it. So we're working on how to make this all happen affordably, because after getting some quotes and stuff, spending 10 grand does not sound, appealing to convert out the garage. I can probably do it for like 4 or 5. And then I'm just going to wait till spring when it warms up, get a dumpster, go through the loft, go through the thing, just get rid of everything, go through the sheds, get rid of it. If we haven't opened a box, we can just get rid of it, and then we can start, utilizing the space better, building stuff out. But electrical's expensive, HVAC is expensive, insulation's expensive. We're working through that. So eventually we'll get back to there Tuesday with that. Yeah, kids in space, right? Apparently kids want rooms. They want rooms of their own. They want that. So we'll make it all happen again for it. As kids get older, there's just more stuff going on, and we'll get picked up. But with that, we do have our call. We do have our call coming up here. If you're in our mentorship community, you can click the links in there to join us. We have that call starting at 9:30, and then as soon as that goes 9:30 to 10:30, and then I've got a lot on the plates today. So we'll start rolling through that and knocking them out. So till next time, peace, love, press on. You guys have an amazing day. We'll